Up next, we have an Android app that brings personalized and rewarding content to users, sharing how it unlocks mobile and revenue for telcos and pays people to use their phone. Can you please welcome Postr Media CEO Milan Reynolds? Milan.
Hi, my name is Milan from Postr. Today I'm going to talk to you about sponsored connectivity. So sponsored connectivity means when you get data on your phone, so megabytes, gigabytes, but you're not the one paying for it, an advertiser is. This is a reasonably new space, but it's already forecasted to be a $2.3 billion revenue opportunity by 2020 by one of the largest roaming facilitators in the world called Cineverse. So we kind of started in this space by accident, and I'll tell you a little bit about the story. So do you guys like ads, mobile ads on your phones? Yeah, I figured. Mostly people don't like ads. And that's because I guess they're interrupting your content, and it's generally a frustrating experience. It's not really integrated with what you're trying to do on the mobile web. You're trying to read an article or do something entirely different to what the ad is trying to tell you to do. Facebook and Google do a good job by integrating it into content, but banner ads generally don't work very well for the consumer. So my career started working in advertising. So I was one of the few people who actually liked mobile ads, but I was quite frustrated that the size of the banners that we had to squeeze the creative into was so tiny. So I was thinking about a way of doing a better job there. So we started looking at lock screen. Lock screen is the first screen, your screensaver before you unlock your phone, as a medium that's really large and has a lot of real estate, and also is a single-minded medium where you're not distracted by any other content. So Google, who obviously own Android, have a stat that people unlock their phone about 125 times a day. Based on 16 working hours, that is about once every 10 minutes. That's an average. So there's a lot of people who unlock their phone once every 5 minutes. I'm probably one of them. So we started to build an app where people essentially get ads on a lock screen and then get points or credits to buy Google Play credit or Amazon credit or other things. But it didn't really work because people weren't incentivized enough by getting a few points. So the perceived value of that reward wasn't quite attractive enough to the consumer. So one question is, do your kids like more data? I actually see there's a lot of young people here, so that might be a rude question. But generally, everybody wants more data. Data usage is on the rise all over the world, and it's really growing very, very fast. There's some markets like India, for example, where data is actually now very, very cheap. Geo-Reliance came into the market, some of you are probably aware, and they're offering for, I think, about $2 per month, something like 500 megabytes per day. So it's really become commoditized. I was talking to a Geo-Reliance executive, and he was telling me his daughter uses 5-6 gigabytes per day on her way in a tuk-tuk to work every day. She's just streaming videos. But this is actually still far and few in between. In most markets globally, you still have to pay around $10 or so per gigabyte as a consumer. So essentially, once we figured out that this model didn't work where we gave people credits, we thought, can we give people data? Because obviously the cost to the operator to provide data is much, much lower than what you pay as a retail customer. It's a capex model, right? So they're building a network, they have towers, but usually there's capacity in those towers to give more rewards to consumers. So what we started to do is we started to give people between 20 to 30% more data on their plan or discount of their plan. And it really started working. So also our cost of acquisition completely disappeared because the carrier drives this product to the consumer instead of us pumping our own money into it. And retention basically tripled from the moment we started to give data. Just some fun facts about how this works for us and for the consumer. So we make between $0.50 and $3 per user per month, and that is by only showing an ad once every 3 times you unlock. So most of the times you can still see your wife or your husband. We have app retention, which is really in the top 100 Android apps levels by most major tracking platforms. One funny thing we found that 65% of our users are male. We believe that's because women get spammed a lot more with make a lot of money from home type gigs, so they're a little bit more averse to trying these sort of things. And surprisingly, 1/4 of our users are over 40 years old, which shows that that even older generations are also really data hungry these days. I'll finish this with one fun fact. So in Australia, we have a platform, and the weirdest thing we found is that almost 30% of people did not use any of the additional data reward we gave them, but they still kept the app. They just wanted the comfort of having some extra data there, and still would look at about 20, 30 ads per day for really getting nothing. Okay, thank you.